We probably did over 400 sets by now, and we track absolutely everything. So we know how much time it goes into everything.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Exceptional Painting Podcast. My name is Tanner.
My name is Mihai, and today we're going to be talking about how much does a set of cabinets cost to have painted in Sudbury in 2025.
And this is not just our prices. We're doing a price range for every cabinet price that we could find.
Yeah, so it's basically an average and a range that you could expect to pay for a small set of cabinets, for a medium size of cabinets, and for a large and above. We're going to be talking about what goes into pricing, factors that influence the price. We're going to be talking about some numbers and some actual number ranges that you can expect to have. We're going to be talking about how to pick a painting contractor, and then we're gonna do a little bit of frequently asked questions, and hopefully that will give you a broad amount of information to make an informed decision.
Yeah, we can also talk a little bit about what goes into pricing a set of cabinets. Yeah. We'll touch on that a little bit as well.
Okay.
So without further ado, let's get started. What are our price ranges for typical sets of cabinets?
So for a typical set of cabinets, we divided those by the number of pieces. So we said that a small set of cabinets would be approximately 15 doors and drawers. For a medium size, you would be looking at around 25 doors and drawers, and for a large set of cabinets would be 40 doors and drawers. A small set of cabinets will not have an island. It's just an L-shaped set of cabinets. The prices we're giving here would be without any complex details like wine racks or corbels or glass doors. Not painting the interior of the cabinets. It's just basically your average kitchen an average small kitchen, I should say. So the prices that we found around, and this is also based on what we charge for our cabinets. We are kind of at the top of the tier. We are a premium company, and our prices you can expect to be at the top of that range. But we looked into all the other places and discussed with other painting contractors just on how much they charge, just to kind of be able to give you a pretty accurate ballpark range, I should say. So for a small set of cabinets, like we said, no island, L-shaped set of cabinets, hardwood, no major damages, no just regular wear and tear, you'd be looking to spend between $4,500 and $7,000 plus HST. And that's in the Sudbury area. Now, of course, in different areas, might be different prices. We're just talking about Sudbury area. A medium set of cabinets, around 25 doors and drawers, give or take, would have an island. Maybe has a glass door in a corner somewhere, and it's got a crown molding. Same thing. No wine rack. No
glass doors. No.
No,
interiors.
It will have a glass door.
Oh,
we're not painting. We would be only painting the interior of that glass door, right, with the shelves where you can see. There won't be any major damage. There won't be any wine rack or nothing. For a set of cabinets like this, you'd be looking somewhere between $7,500 and $10,000 plus HST. And then for a large set of cabinets, that would be about 40 pieces. This more times than none would be an U-shape set of cabinets with an island in between, or it could be like a very large set in an L shape, or it's got an L shape and it's got another side on a different wall. Larger island, no wine rack, no major damages. You'd maybe have 2 glass doors or 3, and you're looking somewhere between $10,000 and $13,000 plus HST for all these ones. Yeah. Again, this would include all the materials, all the labor and paints and everything. It just would exclude the HST. So you could get a price range anywhere in this range that we gave. If you get a price that would be lower than what we're mentioning here, or significantly lower, then I would be very, very worried that what is this company doing? Are they using professional equipment? Are they using the right tools? Are they using the right materials? Do they do the prep properly? What corners are they cutting? We're doing quite a bit of cabinets. We probably did over 400 sets by now, and we track absolutely everything. So we know how much time it goes into everything. Very meticulous, very time consuming if you're doing everything right. Now, of course, you can, like instead of putting the required coats of paint, you can skip one, and or maybe you're not doing sanding properly, or whatever it might be.
And ultimately that's going to affect the longevity of the cabinets. How long are they going to last? So you definitely want to make sure that those things are being done properly. And if the price is coming in super low, like, anywhere below the range that we've mentioned, you just can't get around it. I mean, they could be skipping steps that we do that really kind of put a nice finishing touch on the cabinets, like caulking and patching and things like that.
The prep work takes quite a bit of work, right? In our process for cabinets, I would say the prep work accounts for 75%, if not more, from everything. Definitely. Painting, it's just something that we do on top of that, and it's just it's the fun part, right? But,
and they might also be skimping out on the paint itself, which could be a lower quality paint, which again, it's going to affect the durability. Might not be as nice of a finish. Now we're not saying that there might be one gentleman or one lady out there that maybe does this on a side, or maybe they just enjoy doing this process, and they're not necessarily very good at it. Maybe they're very good at it. Maybe they're not they're not doing a business out of it. It's just something they enjoy, and they're making a side some side money. It's hard to imagine, because as you said, like, we've done over 400 sets of cabinets, and we're still learning. So I mean, I would say it's possible.
It is possible to get a good result, but
it's possible.
I'd be worried about it.
I would be worried about it as well.
So, what are some factors that influence the price?
Well, obviously, you've got the number of pieces. That's first and foremost, and then you've got the size of the kitchen. Obviously, that's going to be taken into consideration. And then you also mentioned there's variations on different sets of cabinets. If there's intricacies that a typical set of cabinets won't have, we have to consider all of those things as well. Yeah. So
it would be crown moldings, or very complex crown moldings, or the ones that extend all the way to the ceiling. That adds a lot to the body of the cabinet. If you have islands that are not in a square shape, and they have more sides than the other ones. You have very large panels on your cabinets. Let's say you have 2-3 fridges, and they're large panels exposed. That contributes. If you have a wine rack, that adds quite a bit. If you're using one color versus 2 colors or more, that adds to the price significantly. If you're painting the interior of the cabinets, that could add quite a bit. And I want to touch on that a little bit, because a lot of people ask us, should I paint inside my cabinets? And the short answer, it's we do not recommend, because what's inside there, it's very, very durable. It's made for that purpose. Now, I'm not saying that the paint, it's not durable that you're using, but especially when you have a lot of china or plates or this kind of stuff, with repeat use, when you keep on putting them in and out, they will damage that paint eventually, right?
Yeah.
So we recommend painting inside the cabinets only if you have a glass door and you can see inside. For example, you have a dark stained set of cabinets, and you're going to white or an off-white color. If you're only doing the outside, chances are you're going to see inside through that glass, and it's going to stand up. Unless that's the look you want to go for, then we do recommend painting inside.
And a lot of times in those open with the glass cabinets, you have a glass shelf or something that you're going to be putting the majority of your stuff on. You can also put something on the bottom to protect the paint on the bottom, right? Yeah. So there's ways to kind of work with that. You don't want to have to worry about that in every single cabinet opening, right? So
yeah, the cabinet conditions matter quite a bit. So if you have a lot of doors that are very, weathered, I should say, or damaged by whether it's water or they're very banged up, or maybe they're very old and they have a lot of, substances on it, or they're maybe dirtier than not. Maybe you just purchased a home and the previous homeowners didn't do the best job in keeping them clean. That adds a little bit to the cost, right?
Yep, definitely. And whether or not you're going to brush and roll, or if you're going to spray the cabinets, obviously there's going to be a difference in price on that. So
yeah, they'll be probably on the lower end of the ranges that we give you. You're going to get somebody that's going to come in your home. They're going to take over your garage and just brush and roll everything. Just put the doors on a bucket or on a table and just roll them. Now that's not necessarily true, but that's how I'm imagining that you'd be able to do something at a lower price, right? Because if you do have a shop with a proper spray booth and everything in, then you can't really afford to do that.
No, unless you're doing a tremendous amount of volume.
Unless you're doing it for charity, or you're just doing it for free, then you'd be losing money. So that's pretty much what can influence the costs, right? What are some additional costs that could incur that you can think of? So let's say painting inside the cabinets. Like if you want to paint inside all your cabinets, it's doable, but it can add upwards of 75 or 80% more than what you're paying.
If you have high ceilings, that's another thing. Or if you have a vaulted ceiling, or if there's difficult areas because we have to put a spray booth up. Unless you're getting the brush and roll, which sometimes that can
then
work.
It doesn't really matter.
If you've got the vaulted ceilings, it makes it a little more difficult. So there could be an extra cost associated with that.
Darker colors also might influence the price. So if you want to do your cabinets black or a really dark color, that can add a bit, because dark colors really show everything. They're so much harder to work with, and they take so much more skill and preparation. If you want to go with a higher gloss, then like if you want to go to a high gloss or stuff like that, that could put quite a bit, like up to 50, 60, 70% more to your set of cabinets. So the prep work is so much different. I don't know if there's anybody in Sudbury area that offers high gloss. We know we don't. The highest sheen we'll go, it's a satin, and that's actually the only sheen we're offering. It's we found that it looks the best on older cabinets, and
it's the one that makes the most sense.
Yeah, because even on new, if you have new doors, like you could put something shinier, but the shinier you go, the more maintenance it is with them to clean them, to you see everything.
For a set of cabinets, it doesn't really make much sense.
It would, depending on the condition. If you have a super luxurious home and everything is perfect, it could, and we just don't offer that. Something else that can influence the price and can bring it up, it's if you want to relocate your handles.
Yep.
Sometimes you have the handles in a position that maybe doesn't make sense for you, or maybe they're small and you want bigger handles, or maybe you have knobs and you want to go to a handle, or vice versa.
We've got to drill the holes. We've got to fill them.
You got to drill them. You got to fill them. And when you're filling holes to this level of quality that you're doing, to the level of cabinetry, that has to be perfect. When you're putting that finish on, if it's not done right, you'll definitely see that. So it takes quite a bit of time. Our process for this, we use wood dowels or golf tees, hard golf tees. We found those work really good. We glue them in place. We cut them. We
2-part Bondo.
Yeah, we sink them a little bit into the wood just to make a little bit of room for the Bondo to go in, so you don't see it sticking out. We use a 2-part Bondo. We couple 2-part Bondo just to make sure that everything's flush. And then we use a Bondo glazing spot putty, and then sand. Then after the coat of primer, then we address it again if you see anything. It's very, very fine detail, and if it's not done right, you'll see it. So the costs go up with it. And then again, drilling new holes, that's also another added cost, especially with older cabinets. That's a little bit challenging, because not all the doors usually match the exact same width on the trim. You get some that are like 1/8 of an inch narrower or stuff, so you just have to measure every single door and drill it. So now talking about paints and durability and all this stuff. if you're going to a lower cost, one of those in those ranges, let's say, you want to make sure that whoever you're hiring for your cabinets, it's actually using a cabinet paint and not a wall paint, right? Because you can get any paint from any hardware store or any paint store and put it on a set of cabinets, and while it might look good
for like a week,
maybe a little bit more than that, but it definitely doesn't have the same properties as
it's going to come off a lot sooner.
It might not resist to scratches, to mar, to chipping, to yellowing, to all that stuff. So you want to make sure.
I don't think it'll have as nice of a finish either, because it's not meant for that. It's kind of a little bit more crude. I mean, it could. It very well could.
But chances are that it's not going to last very long. So you want to make sure that who you hire uses a paint that's both durable, looks good, and it's made for cabinetry, because that's going to make a big difference. Why should you paint your cabinets? Or should you paint your cabinets?
Yeah, well, that's always the question, right? Should I get new cabinets or should I paint? Obviously, we have another video on this where we go into all the reasons for why you would paint versus why you would get new set of cabinets. Just a quick summary would be, painting is a lot cheaper than buying new cabinets, and you can still have that same aesthetic of having a brand new kitchen.
Should probably mention if done right.
If done right,
and with the right materials, you can definitely get the same factory finish like new set of cabinets for a fraction of the price. Because I mean, looking at these prices that we listed out here, if you would be going and getting a new set of cabinets, and that's considering you're going tad for tad, right? Like you're replacing the wood that you have. If you have hardwood, you're putting the same hardwood back, not replacing it with MDF. You're looking to spend double or more than what these costs are. Now that of course depends on the cabinet maker. It depends on a lot of factors. But what we found in our experience is that the price, it's less than half the price.
And also, I mean, there's other things as well. The hassle of getting new cabinets, designing a new layout, ripping your kitchen apart, replacing your countertops. So there's a lot that goes into a brand new set of cabinets that you can avoid while getting a brand new aesthetic for your kitchen.
Yeah, so we should probably go into a few questions that the customers might have. So,
okay, so number one, how long does the process take?
So in our case, it takes between 10 and 12 business days. Now, depending on which painting contractor or painting company you're going with, that could depend. It could be, we've heard of people doing it in 2 days, in 5 days, in a month. It all depends. I don't think there's a set number in stone. Just make sure that you know what you're getting. So if somebody says that they do it in 2 days and there's like 2 people doing it,
I'm just picturing that video where the guy's just spraying them. All the doors are still on. It's like done.
That might be a little bit tricky, right? So. It depends. For us, it's about 2 weeks. Definitely beats 2-3 months, 5 months of what it takes to get them replaced.
I've even heard about some people not even getting their doors back. Yeah, that's happened.
That's happened. Yeah, that was before we started painting. There was something that was going in the Sudbury area. So
crazy.
Another one. I think this is kind of the same. So, how long does the process take? So. Do you want to go in? How long are we in the homes?
How long does it take for us?
Yeah, like in-house, like the frames and the cabinet doors.
Yeah. So when we take over your kitchen, we need it for about 3 to 5 days. That's where we're painting the frames. And then the doors and drawers will be back to you as we take those to our shop. We do them all here, and they should be back to you within 10 to 12 business days. That's pretty typical. Yeah.
So basically, in-house, we're only going to be about a week, like max a week. So that's the disruption to your cabinets. Now we know other contractors around Sudbury, they do the doors in your home as well. So they take a little bit more of your space and then they spray the doors in there. I don't really know how long it takes them to do that, but I would assume that maybe it's about the same, about a week or something. So those are kind of the things.
Ballpark figures there. And what type of paint is typically used? And maybe we'll talk about what kind of paint we use as well.
Yeah, we know of a lot of other painting contractors that are using products like Advance or
Which is a great product.
It's a great product.
Yeah.
It's a Sherwin-Williams product that's called Chemakwa.
Use that in the past.
There are some companies that use their proprietary paints. Like if it's a franchise, they have their own paints, and that's a 2-part product as well.
Yeah.
And what we use an Italian product. It's specially made for cabinets. It's called Renner, and same thing depending on which option you go with, whether it's a brush and roll or it's a spray paint. We use it in its sole composition on a 1K part. And we can also add a catalyst to it, where we make it a 2-part, which is basically like a 2K polyurethane. It's a waterborne polyurethane, so it's very, very good for the environment, not very toxic. And, it's very
great
durable.
stuff.
It's very, very good stuff.
Yeah.
Very durable, looks very good. And
it's hard to take it off. Even when we're trying to, it's very hard to remove.
You get it in places where it shouldn't be, then you're in for a ride.
Yeah.
Are there any warranties?
Yeah. So we offer a lifetime warranty on our cabinets against peeling. Obviously, we can't offer a warranty against damages because people are using them. They are going to, if you bang them with a pot, they're going to get damaged. It's not bulletproof, but our warranty is good against
What would you
failure.
What would you say other companies would offer for a warranty, or what should be the minimum that you should expect from a company in terms of warranty for cabinets?
Well, I think if you're being realistic, if everything is done properly, there should be that warranty against peeling at the very least, right?
Yeah.
Because that goes into the prep work, that goes into the things that you can control. So from my perspective, that's the right thing to do. That's the right warranty. So, and obviously that's why we're
offering. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, regarding the durability of a set of cabinets, you should expect to get at least 10, 15 years out of that set, right? Before it starts showing significant wear. And that's what the manufacturers recommend, right? So, I mean, at least you should get a 10-year warranty on your set of cabinets.
Yeah.
That's what we think.
That's realistic.
Regarding the color, what color can the customers choose?
Well, we've got our selection from Benjamin Moore, right? So they've got an insane amount of options. Anything you could possibly dream up, I'm sure that they've got it.
Yeah,
so.
We're offering any kind of color that Benjamin Moore has. We can paint your cabinets in that color. So I know a lot of other companies, they have a limited number of colors. You might have 20, 30 or something like that you can choose from. And then I think some of them, they do offer the option to get any color you want, but you have to pay extra for it. So just talk to your contractor that you choose and see what you have. But with us, you get an unlimited number of colors.
Yeah, I remember we were trying to kind of hone it down to like 12 or what was it?
Yeah, 15, I think.
15 different colors.
It doesn't feel right.
I mean, it was a nice selection, but at the end of the day, I mean, there's a reason why Benjamin Moore has so many different colors, right? And interior decorators need all of those options to fit your home, right?
Well, I think the reason why we didn't stop at that was that we want to create a really good experience for the customer, and we want to give them the option to create their space exactly how they envision it. So we definitely don't want to put a limit on that, because all the houses are different. Everybody has different tiles, different backsplashes, different countertops and stuff. If you limit it, you can find the color in there, but is it really the color that you really love, or that you really want it, or is it just a limitation that's all you gotta work with?
We don't want to limit your creativity.
I think we pretty much covered everything. If we missed anything, or if you have any other questions, or simply you want to get a quote from us, you can reach out to us at our phone number, 705-698-5702. Email us. You can find us on our website. And if you have any questions whatsoever regarding absolutely anything, how's the weather tomorrow, give us a shout. We'll look it up and we'll let you know.
Yeah. And we're looking forward to doing your project with you.